power of choice. That is the thing that I am most grateful for in my life. I love the word choice. Let's rejoice the choice. I think a lot of us take for granted the power of choice. We don't think we have it. And many of us are like, well, I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. And I hear that all the time. And that's just not true. I think we always have a choice. Even if the choice might be limited or seem limited, there are choices. Think about it. From the moment that you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, life is full of choices, like one of those books where you choose your own adventure. And each choice leads to another choice, which leads to another choice, and essentially makes out your life as you know it. Many of us are just so unconsciously living and unaware, and we're just going day to day, routine by routine, that we forget that we have choices, and we forget how powerful and empowering they can be. When I teach my yoga and my dance classes, I always say to the students, everything you do from this point on is your choice. I am not here for you to impress me. I am not judging you. I am simply here to give you a space to be you. Very few people actually do what they feel is right for them when given the opportunity to just fly buck wild and free and see what happens. We're trained, especially in this society, especially in American society, to follow rules, to do things as we're told. So much so that your brain is preconditioned to not think for yourself, or to not have your own thoughts or your own ideas about your own life or your own choices. The instincts come into play and you don't listen to them. Instincts are there for a reason, and it's important that we listen to them. So a lot of us are riding through life unaware and by other people's choices. And then we go home and we feel badly about ourselves, and we feel unempowered, and we don't know what to do, and we feel lost, and we don't know who we are, and we wonder why. Your conscious and your heart and your essence is telling you exactly who you are, and you are making a choice not to listen. I remember when I was a little girl, my father told me something that really changed my perspective on choice and really made me understand how empowering it is, and also how lucky I am to have a choice in my life. My father used to smoke before I was born, and I've seen throughout my life how people struggle with addiction and how it's so hard for them to get off of these addictions. May it be an addiction from smoking or drinking, or mind addictions of feeling bad about yourself, self-torturing, telling yourself you're not good enough, and all of these crazy things we do to ourselves. I remember I asked him, how did you stop smoking so quickly? Because he stopped literally from one day to the other. And he said, nope, really simply, nope. I made a choice and I stopped. And that was that. And it kind of made me laugh at the time. I was like, what do you mean you just made a choice and you stopped? Do you know, Dad, all these programs that are out there to make people stop smoking, and the patches and this and that, and people have breakdowns over it and blah, 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 and you just said, I'm going to stop smoking, you stop smoking? And he went, yeah. I remember thinking, wow, that's freaking fucking cool, y'all. That is so cool. I had to use the word fucking because it was that cool. It made me instantly realize how powerful we are and how much discredit we give ourselves, and how easy it is to go to that place of playing the victim and going, oh, I can't because of this, and making all these excuses why you don't do certain things that you really want to do, when really it all comes down to the power of choice. Deciding on something and being disciplined enough to see it through because you love yourself, because you care about yourself, because you have self-respect. And even if you're looking at me right now and you're going, but I don't love myself, well, that's a choice. You just chose to tell yourself that you don't love yourself. And at what point do you stop self-torturing yourself? At what point do you say, you know what, I'm not going to live like this anymore? Maybe because I don't deserve it, or maybe you think you deserve it, but maybe it's because I just don't want to. I just simply don't want to live like this anymore. And so poof, like my dad said, I chose not to, and that was that. This might seem like a really simplistic thing to say, like, no, it can't be this easy. But I ask, why can't it be this easy? Why can't it be as easy as retraining your brain and deciding and choosing what thoughts you want to live with? It's all in your power. No one is forcing you to think anything. No one is forcing you to tell yourself horrible, horrible thoughts. You are the one that's choosing to take those in and say, yep, that's what I am. Yep, I'm going to think that thought, and I'm going to think of it repetitively and tell myself that I'm ugly and I don't deserve to be here. Those are your personal decisions. So I ask you, at what point does that get tiring? At what point do you want to live a more fulfilling, happy life? We're here for such a short period of time. Why are you self-torturing? What is it feeding your soul? I think by asking yourself these questions, then going back to that power of choice and saying, why am I choosing blah, 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 it really puts your life in perspective and where your brain is at. And then that's a place to start, to rebuild, to retrain the brain. When people ask you, what are you grateful for? Many people say, my children, my family, the love of my life, my health. But very few people say, I am grateful to have the ability to choose. And this is the thing that I think I am actually most grateful for. So many people have lost their lives so that we can have choice. Choose love. Choose to love yourself. Choose to stop thinking negative thoughts that don't serve you anymore. Be grateful for your power of choice.